They killed. Give me Isaiah 14 and 21. They did the same thing to my people. So you said that they put millions of my yes, you said. Should a murderer go to jail for murdering? Absolutely. Should a thief go to jail when he steals? Absolutely. Should a robber pay back the money he robbed? Absolutely. So why shouldn't the white man pay for what he did? That's right. That's right. One day you'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog.
I'm in a hell of a hole, was never expected to grow. Just obstacles set in the road, that a result of me selling my soul. The story I'm telling is cold, but yet it's what everyone knows. The white man's the devil is known. America was never a home, only a place of captivity, safe facility, hating, disfigure me. They claim that I'm lazy, be killing me. Maybe the slavery draining my energy. 400 years and counting. The trail of my tears is countless. The fact that I'm here is astounding, but I can't wait till this shit is surrounded. Ready to tangle my king and the angel, be ready to rap. Crack in the sky, nuclear missiles and make it official. I'm capturing every cracker surviving. Put them all in chains where they need to be. Slavery for me. And let the whole world see the rhythm in the cage and safer in the streets. Put the dog on a leash. Get resolved for the beast. 144, get the ruler show, we could all be at peace. As soon as the trumpets are sound, your kingdom we busting it down. The only way justice is found, the time for your judgment is now. One day you'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Look, ain't no remorse in my blood cell. It won't be no compromise. Now it's time to feed the worms. Watch his body turn to flies. I clutch iron while you trust the lies. The next Glock I buy gon' be Gen 5. I get it customized. And sending shots off like farewell. Praying payback come back around like a carousel. Still remember your Honda's words ringing in my head like bells. Said you in his body, you fit the Lord, fuck the cartel. Triangle choke, apply pressure to the game like I did Vondale. Payback's a bitch in a dress, she a bombshell. Revenge is served cold, I just hope they making oxtail. Glock fresh out the box, I swear it got that new car smell. Made myself a target in a world of mad shooters. There was design fire for our babies to pass through. In the day of our king's reign, I'll be overzealous. They bought my jealous, I bought brand new parabellums. One day you'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog.
Good to go.
Come on, sir. Mic should be on.
Check, check. Sounds like it's on. No sweat. So tonight is the Feast of Purim. You understand? This is not a high holy day, but it is a feast day. And like all of our feast days, they usually surrounded by the defeat of our enemies.
Right.
Hanukkah was the destruction of, you understand, the so-called Greeks. You understand? I say so-called Greeks because our oppressor is a culture thief. He's stolen everybody's identity on the face of the earth. You understand? Like, he is not the Greek or Macedonian of antiquity. You understand? Much like he is not the Jew, much like he is not the Australian, the South African, you know, whatever the case may be. All right. So with that, we're gonna take it all the way over to Esther. All right. We need Esther. Let's start at 1 and 1. Who got it?
I got you.
Good.
It's the book of Esther, chapter 1, verse 1. Now it came to pass in the days of Ahasuerus.
Now, Ahasuerus is everybody love that movie 300, right? So you know Xerxes, you understand, the cat who was the king at that time. This is who's ruling right now. This is, you understand, one of the peaks of the Persian Empire. Good.
Which right is Ahasuerus is Ahasuerus, which reigned from India even unto Ethiopia.
You understand? So you got to think about where India is, and you got to think about where Ethiopia is, and then how much of that territory that encompasses. You understand? And it's like these were vast and powerful empires. Like they didn't just stay inside of their own country; they went on vast conquest. You understand? This is how powerful that this empire was. Go ahead.
Over 107 provinces.
How many?
Over 107 provinces.
You understand? Over 172 provinces did he reign. You understand? Provinces, countries, lands, all of this vast. You understand? Vastness. Drop down to verse 9.
Verse 9. Also, Vashti, the queen, made a feast for the women in the royal house, which belonged to King Ahasuerus. Verse 10. On the 7th day, when the heart of the king was merry with wine, he commanded Mahuman, Biztha, Harbona, Bigtha, and Abagtha, Zithar, and Carcass, the 7 chamberlains that served in the presence of Ahasuerus the king.
So now what happens is that now there's a big, you understand, event that's taking place, and the king calls, you understand, his council. He calls, you understand, the cats that's inside of his inner circle. Go ahead.
Verse 11. To bring Vashti the queen before the king with the crown royal, to shew the people and the princes her beauty, for she was fair to look on.
You understand? So now he tries to show his woman off. You understand? He calls this woman dead.
Verse 12. But the queen Vashti refused to come at the king's commandment.
She what?
Refused to come at the king's commandment.
Like now she acting all sedity. She acting like she ain't gotta, like, this cat run 172 countries, provinces. He rules from Ethiopia all the way on down, you understand? And she acting like she ain't got a bid to the king's command. Go ahead.
Right. Sir. Therefore was the king very wroth, and his anger burned in him.
You understand? And as he should be angry, you understand? Because now she's disrespecting the king of this land. She's disrespecting this man who rules over an entire empire. Go ahead.
Sir. Verse 13. Then the king said to the wise men, which knew the times, for so was the king's manner toward all that knew law and judgment.
You understand? They said that they knew the times. So now he actually has some men with wisdom who's inside of his council. You understand? And like this story, especially the beginning of this story, is an extremely important lesson, you understand, for brothers, for sisters, and especially about representation. Because the queen is supposed to be like the most powerful woman in this land. You understand? Now, there's no queens inside of Israel. You understand? But in this instance, what they realized is, you understand, that this woman cannot disrespect the king like this. And we're going to show why. Good.
Verse 14. And the next unto him was Kashina, Shathar, Admatha, Tarshish, Meres, Mersina, and Memucan, the 7 princes of Persia and Media.
So now this was the Medo-Persian Empire. A lot of people might not know about Media. You might have heard of Persia, and that also has to do with the prophecy inside of the book of Daniel. Right. When you read inside the prophecy of the book of Daniel, it talks about how there was one side of this empire that would lift up on the other, and that's why we know the Persians, but we don't know the Medes. But now this is like a decree, like this. This is something that, you understand, happened in front of all of these powerful men, in front of all of these princes who govern over these lands. Good.
Which saw the king's face and which sat the first in the kingdom.
You understand? Meaning they sat first in the kingdom. You know what I mean? Like you think about who sits first inside of this kingdom. It's governors, it's senators. You understand? It's the people who sit inside the presidential cabinet. So now imagine the first lady. You understand? I don't even know who the first lady is right now. I just know Joe Biden. I don't know who he married to, whatever the case may be. But you understand? Imagine she disses him in front of the whole cabinet. You understand? Everybody who helps run this country. Good.
Verse 15. What shall we do unto the queen Vashti according to the law? Because she have not performed the commandment of the king Ahasuerus by the chamberlains.
You understand? So now they turning around and they saying, you understand, what shall we do? Because they know that this is going to cause a problem. Like in this facet, these heathens were extremely wise. You understand? Because when you're in a position of power, we understand when you're in a position of high esteem, you have influence. You understand? Like you think about, I was watching something earlier where it was one of the rappers that passed away. He OD, Juice World. You understand? Talking about how the reason as to why he started sipping lean and doing drugs was because he was heard Future do it. You understand? Like if you are a celebrity, you understand? If you are in a position of power by proxy, you have already become a role model, whether you signed up for it or not, because people are looking at you. They're watching you. They're seeing what you do. I mean, there was, Michael Jackson was an arrogant cat. He turned around. He said, if I wear this, everybody's going to buy it. That's how much influence that this cat had. You understand? And this is why, what's the first thing, once a rapper or artist or an actor gets big enough, what do? They put him in a perfume commercial, put him in a cologne commercial, because they know this person has so much popularity. You got people that, you understand? I can't even remember what, I think, let's say Matthew McConaughey driving a Lincoln. You think he drives a Lincoln? You understand? Like, you don't give a damn about no Lincoln. They put him in the Lincoln because they want to sell Lincolns. Right. So when you, go ahead. Yeah, Shaq with the general. You understand? You think that's his insurance company? You think you know what I'm saying? Go to the general, save something. Nah, that ain't, you understand? I only acknowledge 7 generals, but that's another story anyway. You get what I'm saying? But my point is that when you turn around now and Shaq ain't using general insurance, he getting paid for it though. You get what I'm saying? I guarantee you George Foreman ain't never used his own damn grill. Right. He got the checks from it though. You know what I'm saying? So with this influence, we got to think about that now, because this is what these heathens are going to come up with. Read on.
Verse 16. And Mimikin answered before the king and the princes, Vashti the queen have not done wrong to the king only, but also to all the princes and to all the people that are in all the provinces of the king Ahasuerus.
You understand? Meaning this is going to affect all of us, because the most powerful person inside that kingdom is the king. Right. You understand? And who sits right next to him is woman. So when it comes down to women, who's the most powerful woman in the kingdom? It's the queen. If she ain't got to respect the most powerful man in the kingdom, what does that mean to you? Who's the prince? Who's the governor? You understand? You ain't the king. So now why should your woman have to listen to you? They turn around saying this is a problem for all of us. Now we got to turn around. We got to look at our culture. We got to look at, I don't even know. I have no idea what shows is on right now. You understand? So we got to look at Basketball Wives. You understand? We got to look at Housewives of Atlanta. We got to look at, and I don't know if y'all be watching these Ratchet Thought shows or whatever. If y'all do, then that's how y'all unwind. Listen, that's between you and them. But you understand? My point being is, how does that affect when all we do is turn around and we just see our sisters fighting? You understand? Like you read inside them scriptures, inside of Proverbs, when it talked about how our sisters were so tender and so delicate, they wouldn't even put the sole of their foot on the ground. Now you got sisters walking around, kicking their flip-flops off, putting their hair up to go brawl in the middle of the street outside the strip club. You understand? Body parts flying out, they shirt, all that, XYZ. Like, you look at that influence comes from Sexy Red. I know her. You understand? It comes now. You take somebody like, now you know who opened the door for Sexy Red? Cardi B. You understand? Cardi B opens the door for Sexy Red because Cardi B was a stripper right? Who was completely unruly, turned into like a Instagram comedian, you understand? Gained popularity from just being ratchet, you understand, selling sex. And then now what happens? Now she puts out a mixtape. Now that catapults her even further. You understand? Because we turn around and then you understand, and we don't got to even start with Cardi. We can go before that. You understand? We can go to Nicki. You understand? And the influence that she had. Nicki used to walk around on stage with a damn strap on. You understand? You look at all the crazy colored hair and all that. I ain't see nobody coloring their hair crazy before her. You understand? Listen, Rihanna dyed her hair red. Every sister on earth dyed their hair red. You understand? That's damn near what I asked. I put on a sister want to get with me. I say, did you go through your red hair phase already? That's what I want to know. You understand? Because this is the influence. Go ahead. Yeah, I want to know. I want to know if you did the big chop, and I want to know if you went through your red hair phase already. All right. That's how I'm gonna know if you healed or not. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. She laughing right now. You went through the big chop already? Yeah, okay. Most High in Christ. Yeah, give her a hand. Yeah. Y'all get out of a bad relationship and gotta shed your hair like a snake sheds skin. We starting over. You know what I mean? Like that new hair, new me. Gotta heal now. Oh man, it's damn near like y'all. They make a new Instagram and think they born again. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. Listen, Little Kim's another one. You understand? Little Kim is like the predecessor for female rappers everywhere. But you take a look at Little Kim to Nicki, and you understand how much more provocative it got. You take a look from Cardi B to Sexy Red. You understand? Sexy Red is filth to me. You understand? And I hate to you understand, just hate on a sister or anybody who come from where we come from, and now they getting money. But you look at what they're putting out. You look at what she said. You look at how many STDs she said she had, and she never uses a rubber. What does that tell little girls who's listening to her? Oh, I can just go have sex with anybody. Oh, it doesn't matter if I get an STD. None of these things really matter. It continues, you understand, to put filth out into the world and influence. And these cats right here, I almost called them brothers. I'm glad I switched up at the last second. These heathens right here were wise enough to turn around and say something needs to be done, because this is not a role model for women. This is not a woman that the woman in the kingdom should be looking up to. This is a problem. You understand? You know what you do with a problem? Well, we're gonna find out.
We got a book at the school. It's a book about the Native Indians. And in that book, it talked about how the Native Indian women were so honorable that they didn't even allow a single woman to act inappropriately because it was a reflection of them. So they would condemn a sister because they didn't want everybody to view them like that. And it was very heavy to me, according kind of like contrary to what you're saying about today's society. Back then, they were condemning sisters for making a bad look for themselves, for making a look for all women. So like today, a black woman, will see Cardi B and had to do something about it because they don't want black women to be looked at like that. So it was, I don't know the name of the book. But.
Listen, yeah.
If I could, you can see it in the examples with the entertainers. Cardi B, the famous song she had with that other sister. I don't remember the sister's name, but some song that was like a very popular. WAP. Who's the other sister?
He know it.
Yeah, he listened to Megan Thee Stallion. He listened to Megan Thee Stallion.
You saw the music video too, ain't it?
Yeah. He was on BET Uncut. But yeah, it came out that the song came on, her daughter walked in and she cut the song off. So what is that telling? That's telling you that even she understands the influence in her own home. Like your parents are supposed to be your first role models. That's where a son learns how to treat a woman. That's where a daughter learns how to treat a husband from the home. And that influence goes a long way, which is just everything we kept just talking about.
Man, and now once again, you understand now what does that say about you if you wouldn't let your daughter listen to what you do? And she gonna turn around and say, well, I gotta eat. You know what I'm saying? I have to feed my daughter, but she ain't gonna feed her daughter that. And it's why even with what Officer Dawada said, Officer Dawada brought up is something extremely powerful. It's positive peer pressure. And that's something that we need as a community. I remember I heard, Commander Jenny Hunter break this down. That imagine if we still had infrastructure, owned our businesses, right? And inside that establishment, somebody came in and tried to dress like Sexy Redwood, and then turned around. The owner of that establishment said, "Hey, I'm sorry, sis, but you breaking the dress code. You can't be here right now." Or if when she walks in, everybody turns around and looks and is, you know what I'm saying? It's like us. Like if somebody was in this classroom and they just spoke out of term, all of us would look at them one time like, "What are you doing?" And they would correct themselves like, "Oh, that's not what this is. That's not the culture here." Matter of fact, I'll give you another example. There was a brother who came with his rib to the Passover in Houston. I think it was like 2-3 years ago. You know what I'm saying? And when they pulled up, the sister was wearing something that was very form-fitting, right? I was going over there to explain to, you understand, her husband that she should change. And before I could, they were like, first of all, they were excited to even be at the Passover. They turned around and they was like, "Everyone looks like royalty. Oh my God." And then she turned around, and from seeing how every sister in the school was dressed, without me, her husband, or anybody having to say anything, she said, "I feel so underdressed." And she turns to her man and said, "Can we find a store? I think I saw one up the road. I'd like to get a different dress. We don't fit in here." You know what I'm saying? Like I want to look like them. Same thing. Brother, who's the brother that makes the headpieces? The brother just handed me a headpiece. You know what I'm saying? Now I already had mine on. He handed me another one. The brother was like, "Can I rock that?" Put a headpiece on. You know what I'm saying? He had a jean jacket, regular jean. He didn't have no garment, but he put the joint on because that's positive peer pressure. And that's the influence that we have. It's like what Paul said. Paul said he wants to cause everyone that is his flesh to emulation. And that's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to be those examples. Well, these heathens knew that this sister was not, she's not a sister, that this broad, you understand, was not an example for anyone else inside this nation. So now they concocting a plan. Good.
Verse 17, "For this deed of the queen shall come abroad unto all women, so that they shall despise their husbands in their eyes. When it shall be reported that King Ahasuerus commanded Vashti the queen to be brought in before him, but she came not."
You understand? And this is also an important lesson, because they turned around, they said this is going to affect all of us. Because here's something. Listen, I remember, you understand, something I used to hear all the time when I was a kid. Like, you show me who your friends are, I'll show you who you are. Because what you decide to surround yourself with is who you are. Now, even if you're not partaking in every single, you understand, act that's going on, you ain't speaking against it. You ain't standing against it. You know, silence is agreement. Right. So if this is who you surround yourself with and they're performing these type of actions, you must condone it. And if you condone it, you are part of the problem. Right. You understand? Read on.
Verse 18, "Likewise shall the ladies of Persia and Media say this day unto all the king's princes which have heard of the deed of the queen. Thus shall there arise too much contempt and wrath."
You understand? Meaning we all about to be arguing with all women if we don't do something about this right now. Because like women are supposed to be in order. You understand? Good.
Verse 19, "If it please the king, let there go a royal commandment from him, and let it be written among the laws of the Persians and the Medes, that it be not altered, that Vashti come no more before King Ahasuerus, and let the king give her royal estate unto another that is better than she."
You understand? That is better than she. Because there is a woman who is better than another woman. That's where's that scripture in Ecclesiasticus? You understand, where it says a woman shall receive all men, yet one daughter is greater than another? If you could, Baba Kashab, pull that up for me. And this is actually a very important lesson for brothers.
When we start at what verse, sir?
Yeah, that's it right there.
Right there?
Yep. Ecclesiasticus 36 and 21.
It's the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 36, verse 21. "A woman will receive every man."
A woman will receive every man. You understand? What does that mean? Nobody? Oh, everybody shy today. Good.
Exactly what it says, that a woman's going to receive every man, everything that he all of his influences.
You understand? Meaning, like, let me explain something. Women are not attracted to men for the same reason that men are attracted to women. That's why, like, you ever see a couple walking down the street and you like, damn, how the hell did he bag her? You understand? Because the reason why we're attracted to each other is for two completely different things. A woman will receive any man because here's the thing too, right? And this is why women need to be protected. This is why the scripture says put a hedge around them, because women fall victim for flattery. Like, especially like when you're young, like like when you're very young, when you're a teenager and whatnot, like a boy will come up to you, give you compliments, and it's almost like that chemical reaction in your brain that happens from flattery. It translates to love inside your mind. You understand? And now you think that this boy loves you. You understand? You give yourself to him, and then he never want to talk to you again. You like, what happened? I thought this was love. You understand? A woman will receive every man, because all a man really got to do is flatter you, make you feel good. That's exactly what happened in the garden. You understand? You shall be a god. I'm gonna be a god. You understand? And now you understand. All you got it now. You understand? You got the feminist movement. Don't get me started, right? So now a woman will receive every man. Go ahead.
Yeah, is one daughter better than another?
Now they trying to go find who's better than Vashti. One daughter is better than another. Now this is for brothers, meaning if you are a man, you cannot pick a woman how a woman would pick a man.
Right.
It's just not going to work for you. Like you can't go see a sister and you just want her because she got a BBL. You can't see a sister and just be captivated completely by her beauty. It's like if you're a brother, right? Like somebody asked me the other day, they're like, okay, you a brother who has multiple wives. They're like, how do you pick a woman? You understand? So now, good. What? Oh, a BBL is a Brazilian butt lift. It's a surgery to enhance a woman's body that these women are dying on tables in the basement in the Bronx. In order to pay, you know, understand, 5,000 instead of 11 for some implants. And who you think the woman doing that for? Themselves? They doing that for a man. Trying to tell you. What do you think the drug dealer gets the call for? Women like pretty shiny things. You understand? They know women are attracted to AMGs and BMWs. So if I get one, you understand? And it's like James Brown, a man's world. It's a man's world, but it wouldn't be nothing without a woman or a girl, because what do they make the electrolyte for? Or the train or XYZ? What's all this advancement for? Because every man wants to be a provider for their family. You understand? So with all that being said, he lost me with the BBL. You done threw me off after I explained that, man.
You just saying that how we cannot choose a woman.
So
You
got a precept? No, so hold that precept 1 second. So now when it comes down to a brother, so somebody turned around and asked me, they said, well, how do you pick a woman? I said, well, the first thing that I want to know is, I ask, would she be a good mother? You understand? Because now I'm turning around and saying, could I see her having my child? Which means if you can't see a woman having a child, you shouldn't sleep with her. Because y'all understand where babies come from, right? You understand? This is how brothers get on child support. This is how broken families come. Because you can't turn around and then just have pleasure and not take the responsibility that comes with it. You understand? So when I turn around and I look at a sister, I say, would she be a good mother? Because at the end of the day, you understand, even if, God forbid, the relationship ends up, is my child good? You understand? You're not thinking like that. You ain't thinking properly. You understand? Outside of that, I'll give you another one. And this is something that you understand. I almost called you Captain Malakwa. This is something Officer Malakwa always says. You understand? Does she have conflict resolution? Conflict resolution is huge. You understand? Because you see Vashti ain't have conflict resolution. She was probably being passive aggressive, mad at something. She didn't turn around and thought she was going to diss the king. You understand? You got to turn around and say, do you have conflict resolution? Because I don't care who it is. Disagreement can come up, but how do you handle the disagreement? Like it is the nature and spirit behind everything that's transpiring and happening right now, you understand, to get back to where we were before we were angry with each other. And that also works, you understand, even when it comes down to friendship.
Right.
You understand? Like I heard, I don't know who said it the other day. Somebody said something about counsel and they said something about winning. You understand? Let me tell you what I've learned about counsel. You understand? Okay. Going to him and him alone. I know I'm a little off topic, but this is in the spirit of, you understand what we're talking about. Going to him and him alone. What's the point of going to him and him alone for? And I know you got your precept. We're going to slide right back over to you. You understand? Give her a hand. Go back to where we were, because going to him and him alone, the scripture says what? How you gain your brother. If you don't gain your brother, now goes to another level. Now you in court. You in trespass counsel. Now, you understand? You in the middle of that. Now you have a judge proceeding over you. What's the point of that trespass counsel?
I would say to mediate between the two, because they weren't able to handle it themselves.
The judge is supposed to mediate for sure. That's true. Good.
Who's right and who's wrong, or to understand the brotherhood of the situation.
Right and wrong. Someone's right, someone's wrong.
Right.
But that's not the brotherhood in the situation. Go ahead. What's up? Someone who's neutral. Now, y'all are focusing on the judge, but I'm talking about the council itself. Like what? Good. Where it went wrong. Okay. I love that nobody can see this right now. Go ahead.
To reestablish the brotherhood.
That's it. You went to him and him alone to gain him. You took it to a judge to gain him. If you don't understand that, you don't understand brotherhood. Counsel is not about winning. The second you want to go into a council, you know what you want? You want revenge. You understand? You're not resisting evil. You're now in that council because you like, oh, the general gonna fry him. You think you're right. What you want is you feel so wronged. You want your brother hurt like you're hurt. Right. You understand exactly. You're trying to weaponize counsel. When the spirit behind counsel is gaining your brother back. And if you don't think like that, you understand, you're going to get fried. Good. Say that again. Well, you have counsel, which is you call for counsel because you need advice on a dilemma. A trespass counsel is where it goes after going to him and him alone fails, when the communication breaks down. Now you're in a trespass counsel, and a trespass counsel is court. And everything that everybody said is absolutely true in the notion of someone who's not biased, someone who's a mediator, someone to be able to get back to brotherhood. But we don't get back to brotherhood if we don't gain each other. So what you have to remember is the spirit behind going to him and him alone is the same. It should always be the same spirit as to why we're going to trespass counsel now, because we have to get back to where we are. We have to get back to where we were before. You understand? And now take that same spirit and put it inside your relationship. Take that same spirit, you understand, and utilize that with your man or with your woman. That's what you have to do, which is why I brought up when I said that all this is going to tie in together with when it comes down to conflict resolution. So do you have conflict resolution or not? These are the things that you got to look at. But here's the thing, though. That heathen king, when he saw Vashti, he didn't care about that. Even when he poured out, he didn't say, he called Vashti because, she got the best red velvet cake in all the land. You know what I'm saying? She wanted her brothers to try it. He didn't say, man, I want this woman around because she's so kind, and I want these women to see her kindness. Nah, he said he wanted everyone to see how fair she was. She was a bad bee. Yeah, and she acted like one. And now she out the door. You had your precept? I see your hand up, but he's gonna hit this precept. We'll come right back to you, brother.
Ecclesiastes 7, in verse 26, when he's talking about men picking wives. Hast thou a wife after thy mind? Forsake her not, but give not thyself over to a light woman. So what Cap was, you want to go ahead?
No, please.
So what Cap was talking about when it comes down to brothers picking a woman, Like he broke it down really eloquently. You know, a woman will pick a man because he's funny. That's it. He's funny, but he has, 13 baby mamas and 75 kids he don't take care of. But he's funny. And for some women, funny is enough. Whereas a man, you can't afford to pick a woman with such a low standard. You know what I'm saying, and the proof is in the Attorney General. If you don't know what the Attorney General is, who knows who the Attorney General is? What's the Attorney General? What do they preside over mostly? Mostly, like what type of cases?
Oh, they pretty much putting the man on child support.
Child support. That's the only reason why I know about the AG. Child support. Because you will get on child support by giving yourself over to a light woman. But someone who doesn't have conflict. You know what her conflict resolution is? Child support. That's her counsel. Because she wants to make you feel the way you made her feel when you got another woman. You know what I'm saying? So when you're a man or thinking about, or anybody thinking about taking someone to counsel, look at it like that. Look at it like what a woman does to her baby daddy. Oh, you went out and got another woman? I'm gonna show you. We're gonna go to court. Now, child support court should be about the child, the welfare being of the child. But what do they take you to court for? They want you to pay because they want your bank account to get hit. Why? 9 times out of 10, they're still in love with you. What are they trying to get you to see? If they're hurt, and the only way they can hurt you back is by that counsel, that court. You can't treat counsel like child support court, to where it's you hurt me, now I'm gonna hurt you.
Right.
That was Outcast a lot.
You understand? And all of these things factor into why. Like, once again, remember how we turn around and talking about how this woman was a horrible role model. Now the whole point of this book is also because this is a story about how the Lord delivers us, right? But what I want y'all to realize is that all of this started, you understand, because these heathens said this sister got to get replaced. And that's the same thing, you understand, in that we have to put inside our minds is we got to make sure that we're proper representatives. You understand? Whether you're a brother or whether you're a sister, are you an example for the people who come after you as well? You understand?
Right.
Keep reading.
Verse 20. And when the king's decree, which he shall make, shall be published throughout all his empire, for it is great. All the wives shall give to their husbands honor, but to great and small.
Good.
Verse 21.
And that's the whole point. And here's something else too. We're supposed to honor each other. You understand? And that's where the conflict comes into. That's where, you understand, like a lot of these issues come into, because we're trained to think that we don't have to respect each other. We're trained to think that we could leave each other. We're trained to think that as soon as there's a disagreement, we don't have to ever talk to each other again. You understand? But they decided to make this decree because they said, listen, all contention's going out the window right now. Good.
If I could,
Please.
It says both to great and small, meaning, I know like this society today, women have, standards by which they judge a man, mostly is by finances and things like that. But even according to this decree and how we supposed to be looking at things, a woman should, like you say, honor her husband, whether he's great or small, whether his reputation is big or whether he doesn't have the reputation at all.
And that's how far that it trickles down, because this isn't something that was going to just affect the princes. This is something that would have got all the way into the house of even the poorest of the land. You understand? And that's the example that we got to be able to have. That's the example we got to be able to spread. We got to be wiser than these heathens.
Right.
Good.
Verse 21. And the same pleased the king and the princes. And the king did according to the word of Memucan. Verse 22. For he sent letters into all the king's provinces, and to every province according to the writing thereof, and to every people after their language, that every man should bear rule in his own house, and that it should be published according to the language of every people.
Man, and that's why I can't wait. I promise you, I can't wait till Yahweh shall return, because like I look at the world and I'm just like, everything got to be put back in order.
Right.
Like sisters, I don't think y'all understand like how powerful a man is going to be inside the kingdom of God. You understand? Like they are going to be nigh unto gods. Like, you see how many providences this cat talking about he ruling over? Imagine when Israelites, when blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians rule the entire world. You understand? That's what I'll be sitting there thinking, like, yeah, I wish I was on the throne. Wouldn't a woman be talking to you like this right now? You know what I'm saying? Like, it wouldn't even be a consideration. But the kingdom of heaven is within you.
Right.
You understand? That's why here's something else too. Here's something else that's on my resume for when it comes down to women. You understand? Is the white man the devil? You understand? Yes or no, maybe, and if not, why? You understand? That's on my what do they call them? Not resume, damn application. You understand? My first question on my application is, can you make a biscuit from scratch? You understand? If so, read the ingredients. Question number 2, is the white man the devil? You understand? Because this is what I know. If a woman does not perceive that the white man is the devil, then that means every black and Latino is. You understand? Meaning that she ain't gonna turn around and respect my authority. You respect his authority because you respect him. This is his world. He sits on the throne right now. You understand? And it's why it's like y'all know what was that? What I guess it was called the doll test.
Yeah.
You understand where they took the black doll and they took the white doll, right? And they turned around and they put children in front of it and said, which one's good, which one's bad. And even the black children will pick the white doll. Now, this is what they don't tell you about how to reverse that, right? You don't reverse that by saying the black doll is beautiful. You don't reverse that by saying the black doll has beautiful hair. You know how you reverse it? You say, good.
The white doll is ugly.
You say the white doll is ugly.
Right.
You say the white doll is bad. Because why did that child originally believe that the black doll was bad?
Somebody said that the black doll was bad.
Because society said black is bad. Society said black is ugly. Society said, you understand, naps need to get straightened out, XYZ. You understand? So what you got to realize is that when we say our oppressor is the devil, you have to say it. The reason why you have to say it is because when you lower them, you're putting every single black, Latino, and Native Indian above them.
Right.
That's psychology. That works. That is right and exact. And that's why somebody turn around and say, why you guys talk like that? Why are you so militant? Why are you guys so, why are you so radical? Because crack was radical.
Right.
You understand? The cocaine, the coke, the hell is this? The cocaine epidemic. White man want to interrupt this. You know what I'm saying? The damn cocaine epidemic was radical. Radical problems need radical solutions. You understand? You ain't gonna turn around like we're men at war for a reason because we are at war with everything. I am at war with bacon.
Right.
You understand? Like there's no peace that I can have with a piece of swine in any way, shape, or form, which means because I will not eat it, I have to be against it. And everyone needs to know. You understand? Like, and that's how you have to treat that's how you have to treat everything. Because once again, silence is agreement. They want us to be quiet. They don't want us to talk about the problems. They don't want us to talk about the issues. They don't want us to talk about the oppression. They want to sweep everything under the rug. They did the same thing with Pharaoh. That's why when Moses turned around and said, let my people go, what Pharaoh say? Oh, y'all got time today. Y'all, he said, man, we work must be too easy for you. Now, if you could talk about your problems, you understand? You got ideas. Y'all thinking. These is some thinking Negroes. Nah. You know what? Take away the straw. You understand? Increase their burdens. And that's us today. That's you live check to check. You think about all them things. How do you think about oppression if you got to be at work and worry if the lights are going to get cut off? Right. You can't think about any other one person's problem because you got your own right now. You just surviving and barely functioning. Right. You understand? And that's how they try to have us. And that's what we combat. You understand? Read on.
Book of Esther, chapter 2, verse 1.
Slakia. Oh, the brother walked off. He had his hand up before I said I was going to get back to him. Go ahead.
After these things, when the wrath of the king Osiris was appeased, he remembered Vashti and what she had done and what was decreed against her.
Again.
Verse 2. Then said the king's servants that ministered unto him, let there be fair young virgins sought for the king. Verse 3.
Fair young virgins. You understand? They basically said the world ain't running out of 26-year-olds. That's a lock here. You understand? Because he turned around, he's now turned around saying, if this sister won't do something right, if this sister ain't gonna be right, or woman rather, you understand? They like, there's somebody else who would love to be under the king.
Right.
Good.
Verse 3. And let the king appoint officers in all of the provinces of his kingdom, that they may gather together all the fair young virgins unto Shushan the palace, to the house of the women, unto the custody of Hedge, the king's chamberlain, keeper of the women, and let their things for purification be given them.
Good.
If I could, sir,
Please.
real quick. I don't know if y'all really understand what he just read in verse 2. When it said, then said the king's servant that ministered unto him, let there be fair young virgins sought for the king. Remember, in verse 1, he's saying he sees the king remembering Vashti. Vashti wasn't ugly. Vashti was bad. And he just gave a decree to never see Vashti again. So he's sitting there. It's all good when you're mad. You know how you make a decision when you're mad.
Right.
Yeah, I don't never want to see her again. Then you out, and you like, man. She sure was, you know what I'm saying? And he's sitting around his brothers.
Everything reminds me of her.
Everything reminds me of her. You know what I'm saying? And you see your brother looking back like, oh wait, he might about to go back on that word. Hey, this is what we're gonna do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Let us go out there and get all the fair,
All the baddies of the land.
Not only that though, you see what he's saying? Put it through all the provinces. We're gonna have niggas in the houses looking for a woman for you.
Right.
That's brotherhood. Because not necessarily for the king, but remember, they did this so that there is not a woman who would disrespect her husband.
Right.
So they trying to make sure this woman never comes back. Because if she comes back and continues to disrespect the king, what does that say about you? If the queen could disrespect the king, what are you going to say, straw giver? What are you going to say? You're going to say, woman, you better respect me. You're the king. And guess what? Even if you were, I still can disrespect you because we've seen what Vashti done.
Right.
So these brothers is like, man, look, we ain't letting this happen again. You know what I'm saying? That's something our oppressor has that we kind of lack today. They worry more about the future. You know what I'm saying? Like you look at the founding fathers, George Washington, they was never going to see this day, but they just laid the foundation for their children to see this day. Right. You know what I'm saying? And us as black people, that's what we need to do. That's what we're doing in the UPK. That's what the disciples did. They laid the foundation for this day, for the time, for the end times. They never saw.
Right.
But if they didn't have that vision for their people in the future, we wouldn't be here today. And that's something our celebrities don't do. They worry about themselves today. They worry about their dollar today. They don't worry about laying the foundation for how a black man and a black woman, and when I say black, I mean all the 12 tribes, are supposed to set themselves up for that, like Jay-Z did. They're not turning down all the money. They're saying, no, let's take all the money, as opposed to taking a stance now that set up the newer superstars coming up. They can walk in their shoes. But our oppressor knows about the future. And that's something that is hard for us to worry about because of the oppression. You can't worry about next week or 2 weeks from now when you live in check to check. Some of us, if we can get paid daily, we'll take the daily pay because we need it now.
Daily bread.
We need the daily bread now. I can't wait 2 weeks for this.
Right.
So that's something our oppressor knows to keep us so focused on the work in today that we never think about the brotherhood in tomorrow.
That's right.
And 2 weeks is diabolical.
Yes.
You know,
Never go back to
hey, yo, I was trying to buy weed. That is the wicked work right there.
That's crazy.
Yo, but if y'all are hungry too, y'all can start serving the food. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, no, without a doubt. And you know, the scriptures say you're supposed to get paid at the end of the day.
It does say that.
You ain't supposed to. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sure that's gonna mess up everybody's payroll, but you know what I'm saying? That's how it's supposed to be. But go ahead, read on.
Chapter 2, verse 4. And let the maiden which pleaseth the king be queen instead of Vashti.
Right.
And the thing pleased the king, and he did so.
Go ahead.
Verse 5. Now in Shushan, the palace there was a certain Jew whose name was Mordecai, the son of Jair, the son of Shimei, the son of Kish, a Benjamite.
A what?
A Benjamite.
All right.
Verse 6, who had been carried away from Jerusalem with the captivity which had been carried away with Jeconiah, king of Judah, whom Nebuchadnezzar, the king of Babylon, had carried away.
Like, it bothers me so much. You understand that I read these records and like through 90% of it, we in captivity. You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't no like just, you know, this everything's beautiful. It's like this Benjamite carried away, captivity, ruled over by the uncircumcised. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy. We already away. We put away.
That's why everybody relates to King David, but nobody wants to relate to Judas.
Right.
Everybody wants to relate to King David because King David was in rulership. He was king over all of Israel, but then nobody wants to relate to Judas that sold out Christ.
Listen, man. I say the same thing when it come down to like the regeneration. Everybody King David. You understand? Nobody King Saul. No. I say there's nobody's the cat in Numbers, the 6th chapter, who got stoned for picking up sticks. Like, you understand? He written in the Bible. We know about. You ain't him. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's one of the malefactors that was on the cross with Yahweh Shai. You understand that you the comforter, you John the Baptist, you everything great and good with this book. You understand? Nobody's Korah. Nobody. You understand? No, I almost said something insane. I'm just because y'all know what happened to Korah. You ever been swallowed? Oh, go ahead, read on.
So verse 7, and he brought up Hadassah, that is Esther, his uncle's daughter.
So Hadassah was her Hebrew name. You understand? Esther, you understand, was her slave name, much like what we have. You know what I'm saying? You think about David, Daniel. Daniel was Daniel, but in Babylonian captivity, he was Belshazzar. You understand? So Hadassah, and this is how you knew how bad Esther really was, right? Because Hadassah is like is a very, very, very fertile tree. You understand? So like when they called her Hadassah, it was almost like saying like she's a baby maker. You understand? Like you see her, she just gonna be barefoot and pregnant for the rest of her life. You know what I'm saying? Read on.
For she had neither father nor mother, and the maid was fair and beautiful, whom Mordecai, when her father and mother were dead, took for his own daughter.
You understand? So he turned around and he was a father unto the fatherless. Good.
Verse 8. So it came to pass when the king's commandment and his decree was heard, and when many maidens were gathered together unto Shushan the palace to the custody of Haggai, that Esther was brought also unto the king's house to the custody of Haggai, keeper of the women.
Good.
Verse 9. And the maiden pleased him, and she obtained kindness of him, and he speedily gave her her things for purification, with such things as belonged to her, and 7 maidens which were meet to be given her out of the king's house, and he preferred her and her maids unto the best place of the house of the women.
So now this sister right here is gaining favor with the king, and this is something else that's extremely important, because she doesn't take this favor and use it for herself. She doesn't take this favor and then say, no one else in Israel is my responsibility. She doesn't take this favor and then turn on Mordecai, who raised her. She still listens to her uncle. And her uncle gave her the instruction on what it is that we're going to do. And she didn't utilize her beauty for anything other than the nation of Israel. You know what I'm saying? And like when we're in captivity, brothers and sisters got to realize, like, we could have our own, you know, understand, you could have goals, you could have aspirations, you could have things that you want to do. But everything, it's like what Kamakad said. You understand? You go to work for the colony, bring it back to the anthill. Like everything has to come back to how we build this nation, because how else are we going to survive?
Right.
Because in this story, what we're going to find out is that there was a decree put forth. You understand that all the Jews inside of this land was supposed to be destroyed, supposed to be wiped out completely. You understand? And it was because of what Esther did with Mordecai as to why we still, you understand, have a nation, why these tribes still exist right now. You understand? Of course, because of the Most High, you understand, having all this transpire. But this is the tool that he used. You understand? And this tool was a beautiful woman who had wisdom. And what she understood was she was to be kind. She was to love her people. And she was to follow the instructions of a man of God that was her uncle Mordecai. You understand? Read on.
Verse 10. Esther had not shewed her people nor her kindred, for Mordecai had charged her that she should not shew it. Verse 10.
Say that again. Read that again.
Esther had not shewed her people nor her kindred.
You understand? Meaning, once Esther got in this position, she didn't go around flashing all this. You understand? Like she didn't go around and flaunting all of this. Good?
For Mordecai had charged her that she should not shew it.
She didn't turn around and rebel against the uncle. She didn't say, why I got to listen to you now. You understand? There was wisdom inside of this sister. Go ahead.
Verse 11. And Mordecai walked every day before the court of the women's house to know how Esther did and what she become of her.
You understand? Meaning that this brother watched out for her. Good.
Verse 12. Now when every maid's turn was come to go into King Ahasuerus, after that she had been 12 months, according to the manner of the women. For so were their days of their purifications accomplished, to wit, 6 months with oil and myrrh, and 6 months with sweet odors and with other things for the purifying of the women.
You understand? Meaning they gave them things, you understand, for self-care. Go ahead.
Right. Verse 13. Then thus came every maiden unto the king. Whatsoever she desired was given her to go with her out of the house of the women unto the king's house. Verse 14. In the evening she went out. It's like in the evening she went. And on the morrow she returned into the second house of the women, to the custody of Shashgaz, the king's chamberlain, which kept the concubines. She came in unto the king no more, except the king delighted in her, and that she were called by name.
You understand? Because she was going to become queen. Like the king had like a harem of women. You understand? And had a woman who overlooked and oversaw all of them, including the concubines. But the queen was a title. You understand? Which is why it was so important about how they dealt with Vashti. You understand? Read on.
Verse 15. Now when the turn of Esther, the daughter of Abihail, the uncle of Mordecai, who had taken her for his daughter, was come to go in unto the king, she required nothing but what Haggai, the king's chamberlain, the keeper of the women, appointed. And Esther obtained favor in the sight of all them that looked upon her.
You understand? And the reason why she was able to obtain this favor is because of her kindness. You understand? And this is something that, you understand, brothers, you should look for in a woman. And this is something that sisters should want to add on to themselves. There's nothing that a man, you understand, or a brother would not do for a woman who's kind. You understand? That's why if there's a sister in the neighborhood, you understand, that is just kind to everybody, they making sure her car ain't getting vandalized. They making sure she got a parking. Well, y'all got parking out here. I'm talking about in New York. In New York, there's nowhere. But you understand that Miss Johnson spot. You understand? She coming home in a few. She bringing groceries. Like a brother would put you in the ground for them. You understand? Because kindness goes a long way. You understand? And that's why this sister gained so much favor, because she was also beautiful. But it also, when it talked about her beauty, it also mentioned her kindness. You also seeing her humility. You also seeing how she deals with her uncle. You understand? So as a result, she's gaining favor from absolutely everybody because she's unproblematic. Right. She's non-confrontational. Right. She not and on top of that, she also ain't running around in competition with everybody or flaunting or whatever. She's just there, and she is just at peace with everything that's around her. Read on.
Verse 16. So Esther was taken unto King Ahasuerus into his house royal in the 10th month, which is the month Tebet, in the 7th year of his reign. Verse 17. And the king loved Esther above all the women, and she obtained grace and favor in his sight, more than all the virgins, so that he set the royal crown upon her head and made her queen instead of Vashti.
You understand? And all that was accomplished because not only because of her beauty, there was other beautiful women there, you understand, but also just to understand, like I said, because of how she carried herself. Good?
Verse 18. Then the king made a great feast unto all his princes and his servants, even Esther's feast. And he made a release to the provinces and gave gifts according to the state of the king.
You understand? And it wasn't like she was out there trying to make royal decrees. That's another thing, sisters. Don't make no royal decrees on Facebook neither. You understand? I promise you, I'll be taking mental. I see a sister do one too many public service announcements, and after that, brother, I'm just like, I'm gonna just unfriend you. I don't want to see these no more. You know what I'm saying? Listen, I told. Remember, I was talking to sister, and she's like, "Man, I want to be a scripture warrior." I'm like, "You better get in that kitchen and be a salmon slayer." Like you. Real talk. You know what I'm saying? Like you talking about a scripture warrior. Like sisters, let me tell you something. You should learn your culture. You should learn your heritage. It is very good if you understand the Bible and all of the wonderful wisdom that is inside of here. But I do not need you to break down John 3:16. I got officers of 50, 500, 1,000, 5,000. You know what I'm saying? You think I need to send you to go debate the Bible? You understand? No. I want a roast con pollo. I you know what I'm saying? Like while we're out, I want to come home to comfort. You know what I'm saying? We at war all day. Like if you know more precepts as a sister for battling than you know cooking recipes, it's a problem. You understand? I promise you something. It's just it's even with what you said with that. It's y'all have a role, we have a role. And them gender roles, and there's no gender fluidity in the truth. You understand? Read on.
Verse 19. And when the virgins were gathered together the second time, then Mordecai sat in the king's gate.
Good.
Verse 20. Esther had not yet shewed her kindred nor her people.
And now you gotta realize something too. Like we're in captivity. Esther was able to get into a place that, you know, how many people done met a president in this room? Oh, none of you? No, nobody's a delegate. Yeah, who? Wait, who? You? What president you meet? Oh, Rock. He probably. I don't think he met Barack, but he might have met O'Rock. You know what I mean? He met O'Rock. You know what I mean? You understand? So my point being that now that nobody in here got diplomatic immunity, now let's take a look at, you understand, where Mordecai sat in the king's gates because of Esther. And that's what you got to realize too. Like this matter of fact, this is what I forgot to bring out earlier. You understand? And sisters, don't take it as if you understand all this is about, you understand, just strictly it's not only correction, it's not only, you understand, constructive criticism, but the scripture says that the reason for this story is because this is the same time frame. You understand that was written inside the book of Ezra's when it talked about how a woman is the most powerful thing. You understand, only second to the truth. You know what I'm saying? Like you look at every great man inside the scriptures, what they fall for? Women. You understand? I done seen brothers who left the school. Me personally, I don't think I seen a brother leave outside of a woman. I promise you. You understand? A woman could keep a man in the truth or could drag a man out of here. Easy, smooth. That's the power that y'all have. That's you understand? So now imagine if y'all use that power to actually aid and propel your man into a further position of power for our people. And that's exactly what she did. You understand? Which is why Mordecai sat in the king's gates, which is why they even learned about the plot to destroy Israel. You understand? Which is why they even learned about how to counteract this and what to do. You understand? Because this sister, you understand, used what she had for her people. And that's what we all should do. You understand? Because what do you think a brother's doing it for? Like, you know what I'm saying? Especially like sisters that's married. Like, y'all ever see the memes online? You see a brother, he got a damn inflatable damn mattress in the floor, a plastic chair, a PlayStation, and a TV, and we cool. We do not need more than that. Do you know why we get leather couches? Do you know why? You know what? Okay, you see these flowers on the table. You think that's his doing? You think that's really? You understand? Like you go in the bathroom. You see them little Glad plugins spraying all the. You think that's a man? You think we give a damn about that? No. You understand? Like it's y'all. It's like, even, you know, like I do construction. Even when I do something in the house, you understand? Like, you know who wanted them lights put in? His wife. Brother, turn around to the sister. This is what you wanted. This is the fixture. Yeah, brother. So she wants these. And now I'm not talking. I'm talking to the brother. He like, so this. Let me explain what's happening. We got to put these up here. XYZ. Blase. He ain't doing. He didn't give a damn about them fixtures. He would have used them lights that this house came with till they burnt out. But the sister, she wanted these elaborate ones that was gonna hang from the ceiling because they just so pretty. And he loved that woman, so he gonna go get it for her. That's the power women have. You understand? Like, y'all have that ability and capability. We don't give a damn about flowers. That's why even the metaphor annoys me when, you know what I'm saying, another man gonna give me flowers. Give me a Glock. You know what I mean? A bottle of tequila. You know what I'm saying? Something useful. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do with flowers. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna give them to a woman. You understand? So that's the dynamic. That's the relationship. That's the power of it. Read on. Okay,
one thing,
please.
Though, even the point of us even getting this far. Remember, Vashti denied the king's request. Had Vashti been a nigga, he'd have been killed. And like, ain't no man gonna deny the king's request,
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The fact that the only thing they did was replace her shows you how powerful a woman is. Because if the king sent for a man and he didn't come, he just died.
He dead.
What? Do I want to say something?
Anything?
No, I'm too wild.
So once again, this is not a high holy day. There's no Sabbath service nor anointing. You know what I'm saying? Like it is a feast. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and wrap up. We're gonna finish the rest of this up tomorrow. I believe we're in Austin.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? There's a brand new, you understand, facility that was just acquired. We got a school now in Austin, so we're gonna continue this there tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? So once again, this is a feast day. It's a celebration of the destruction of our enemies. You understand? When the Most High preserved us again, using this brother Mordecai and his sister. So y'all want to cue up some music? You know what I'm saying? Everybody have a good time. I don't know if y'all break out the Uno cards down here. I don't know what it is. You know what I'm saying? Y'all do, but you know what I'm saying? With that, we're gonna go ahead and end the class.
We pass the class over copy yard. Preaching also 500 copy yard. Clap it, everybody. Sorry, this is the ISUPK security announcements. We're the ISUPK started out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother or sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they're off limits for 6 months. They're to be saluted only. They're here to shed themselves with the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother or sister will court each other. After the 6 months period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry, which is a commandment. You can find this in the book of Numbers chapter 18 and verse 21, in the book of Malachi chapter 3 verse 8 through 10. Maisha means tenth in Hebrew. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Give to the treasury department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priest. Not mandatory, whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocations. Right now we are in the Feast of Purim. Upcoming convocation, I think, is Passover is next. Right?
Oh yeah, Passover. I don't think we have that one yet.
Okay, no problem. April 20th.
April 20th.
April 20th.
If you haven't either pay your Passover fee, it's an all access pass. 200, you understand, per adult. Do not wait for the last minute. Don't go before the Lord empty handed. You know what I'm saying? It's access to the all black party. access to child care, the children's party, busing, transportation, paintball, VR, all that good stuff. So, you know what I'm saying? Make sure, you know what I'm saying, y'all get that in, all right?
Yeah. And if anybody wants to be a trooper in the school, start wearing all black boots, shirts, pants, headband, and scarf. And this will conclude the ISBK security announcements.
The Lord's Prayer?
No.
Oh, okay.
We're not doing the Lord's Prayer?
This is close out. It's up to you, Captain.
One courtesy salute, no?
Yeah. Men of Israel, imagine.
Shamal's got.
Oh, my house doing?
Yeah, bro.
Oh, yeah, I didn't know. Imagine, which means to stand. We're going to give one courtesy salute to the brothers. Men of Israel, Imagine Shabbat. Imagine Barak. Yad Matah. Okay, sisters, you can
Saw, turn to the sisters. Sisters, Ahmadium, which means to stand. We're going to give one courtesy salute to the sisters, men of Israel. Ahmadium Shabbat, Ahmadium, Barak. Yad Matah, dismissed.
Can you get another